Your guy, we're introduced to him, and I mean, this is right after this big tragedy happens to him, and we've got to follow along and just see how it goes with him.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a long time coming. I think getting to film was super exciting because in these 3 months you get to go through this really long arc, but the wait was definitely pretty painful. And knowing what happens in season 3, not even just with my character but with everyone, having to keep quiet, especially because I'm the worst with that stuff. Like I wish someone would just give me one of those Men in Black like little neuralizers after we film, so that I like people, so that I can just forget everything. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it's a good problem to have.
Well, yeah, I mean, she doesn't initially want her son to follow the violent tracks of her, I guess, his father or whatever. But yeah, I mean, she has to kind of let him go and do his thing and learn how to defend himself. But when I'm watching it, just as like me, I'm like, where's the sparring gear in the karate dojo? Like, you do not spar without sparring gear. Want to let the people out there know you don't do that in karate dojo.
I like the rehabilitation things that Billy Zabka was doing. He's really trying to figure out how to help you. They're not the usual, things.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a guy who's stuck in his ways, and I think getting to read the scripts and then film them, it makes so much sense. There's no one other than Johnny Lawrence to dangle magazines over my head,
Yeah.
But I will say, like, it really is, he's trying his hardest. So you kind of got to give him some props, but I think there's probably better ways to go about physical therapy.
Guys, I'm like, thank God Carmen did not see him light her son's shoe on fire. She would have like lit him on fire. I had to read that on this page. I was like, what? That's crazy.
And you do think about that because you've heard other people try that with other folks before. Think, okay, if I do this, you're going to move, and then it's all of a sudden it is like too late.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, like Vanessa, I mean, this of course had been a great franchise. Even going back to the '80s. What's it like now being a part of it? For yourself.
It's kind of like a mix of surreal and then also like, yeah, sure, this is happening. Like, I grew up with these movies. Like, I always imagine myself in them, but then it's like, wait a minute, no, I didn't. It's a mix of both, but it's certainly more than anything a blessing, and I feel really lucky. And it's just, fortunately, meeting all these people who I did grow up seeing has not been a disappointment. It's just been actually better than I thought.
All right, that's great, because like they always say, sometimes it's not great to meet your heroes, but when you do and they're good, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Vanessa, Shallow, thank you both very, very much for your time, and have a great new year, and look forward to seeing even more.
Thank you so much, Bear.
And I was going to say, it's got to be a great way to start out a new year with a show that people are just talking about like crazy. And I'll just start out with you, Mary. Here you are, your character in school, and they're always kind of like school fights and disagreements. Only bad part is everybody knows martial arts, so those fights just become really intense, don't they?
Exactly. I've thought about that. Like, everybody, I feel like, with your siblings, your close friends, you kind of like mess around with them or whatever. It's just like, imagine if you did that, but then they actually just like busted out some black belt karate moves. And I guess at that point you're like, all right, well, I got to level up. And it's like, at what point do we get to like, what degree of black belt do they get to before the school's like, all right, no more?
Right. So we got to send everybody go someplace, any place.
Yeah.
And then Courtney, here you are. You're her mom. You're trying to, make sure everything stays civil in school. But then you and your husband, you've got some problems going on with the business. And it's almost like everything's just dumping down right on you guys, isn't it?
The Roosters are having a rough year. We end up on top. The Roosters, we have a way of ending up on top, I think.
There you go. So as I say, I don't blame you guys for drinking whatever that was, that 50-year-old bourbon in one scene. It was like, yeah, right there with you. And then Mary, got to ask you, I mean, obviously, acting it's a, tough thing to do. What was tougher, the acting part or the physical part that you had to go through?
I have been very, very lucky enough to be acting for a decent amount of my life at this point. I have been acting since I was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
So the acting I felt not nearly as intimidated. Of course, intimidated because I'm acting in scenes with Ralph Macchio. And I'm like, that's a little terrifying. But like, you know, the nicest guy ever, but still intimidating as heck. But that one was a little less scary. I gotta say the physical was by far the way more intimidating part for me because I am not a very physically coordinated or skilled person in any way, shape, or form. But the show has proven me wrong on that, I guess.
Hey, you were tough. No problem at all. See you walking down the street, I'll cross over. You know, no problem at all.
I'm pretty intimidating, right? Like if you saw me.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, like me, yes. And Courtney, just what you even mentioned, Ralph, and then also Billy. One of the things that I really liked was the way how they also, you know, intertwine like the video from the Karate Kid movies, you know, just to really kind of like tie it all together. I mean, I think that was just a great touch.
Yeah, my husband very much. My husband's a very big fan of the Karate Kid universe in general. So this job, I might as well have just won every Oscar on the planet. He's like, you hit the jackpot, babe. You're on the best show. And his favorite parts are the ones with the footage from the original movie. And I think it's good to bring back some reminders of things. You know, hardcore fans will definitely remember. My best friend, who's also a very hardcore fan of all the Cobra Kai universe, was just like, you don't have to tell me about the station wagon. Just show me the station wagon. I know the station wagon. There's a whole universe of people who do not know the station wagon. So I think it's nice how they tie it in. I think they do just enough.
And then also now, Mary, what's it like for you to, I mean, you've been with it since the start. What's it like for you to be a part of this franchise?
Pinch me every day. It's so cool. I definitely did not know fully what I was getting myself into, but at this point, there is no going back. I have dug my barbs in as deeply as I can. I have integrated myself into the Macchio family. I have a text conversation with his kids where we all just like send Cobra Kai memes. So it's definitely like larger than life and so cool and incredible, but also even cooler because it is real life for me right now. And I am very, very fortunate. I am very aware.
Oh, fantastic. Looking forward to just watching even more. Mary, Courtney, thank you both very much for your time and take care and have a great new year.
You too.
Thank you. You as well.